Process is, here's what I want you to do. Measuring it is, here's the result of what I told you to do. And if we want that measurement to get better, we got to change the process, right? So let's look at the process. But if you don't have the process documented that you've delegated to somebody else, then, and you can be measuring all day long. So those two things go hand in hand. You could measure all you want, but if you want that number to change, well, what are you going to change? And how do you know if it worked if you don't have a process?
I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to remind people, we're going to give you this PDF, right? So this is a list of my favorite KPIs, right? So if you need a place to start, or maybe you're refining the KPIs that you're measuring right now, I'm giving you all 5 domains in operation. So attraction, marketing, conversion, sales, retention, which is delivery, team building, which is your people, and collections, which is your money. I'm giving you all 5 domains, my 5 favorite KPIs to measure. So those are the operational performance metrics. And then I'm also giving you financial performance metrics for both marketing as well as collections, finance. So this one PDF has got a ton of KPIs on there.
Let's mention that URL real quick and continue it. theremarkablepractice.com/metrics that matter. So that's theremarkablepractice.com/metrics that matter. It'll be in the show notes too, of course, so people can click on it.
And there's a slash at the end of that too. It ends with a slash also. So there's
metrics that matter slash.
Just to make it impossible to get that URL right. But it's in the show notes. And if anybody's listening to this and you didn't get the URL, just hit me up on Instagram or on the socials. I'm just Dr. Steven with a PH Franson. So Dr. Steven Franson. Just hit me on Instagram and just in the DMs, just write Clinic Mind and metrics or something like that, and I'll send them to you. I'll have my team send them to you. So either way. And follow me on Instagram. Brian, I want to say is if people like this conversation and they're podcast listeners, make sure you check out our Remarkable CEO podcast. So Dr. Pete Camille and I have been doing that podcast now for 6 years. We release it every Tuesday. So if you like this conversation, that's all we talk about for the last 6 years, very much from the practice and business, very principled, mission-driven chiropractors talking business, right? When the business is saving lives.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, I listen to that when I ride or something like that, when I'm on autopilot. You won't get bored at all. It's from end to end. Everyone is great. Especially the one I was on, it was phenomenal.
That was fantastic. So I think wrapping it up, I wanted to recognize that these metrics are difficult. Okay, I know it's hard to do, but you have to recognize what you just said, Brian, is so true. Is like the purpose of tracking your metrics is your metrics tell you what to do. Like if you understand that, like your business is a living organism and it's trying to talk to you. Your business and your practice, it's a living organism. It's trying to have a conversation with you. It's telling you what you need to start doing or stop doing. Do more of this and less of that, right? So if you learn to understand reading metrics, the metrics become the matrix, right? So it's actually telling you the story, right? And that allows you to be a great leader. You can make an ascension to being a remarkable CEO, right? So to be able to look at it and be able to say, this is telling me what we need to be doing, right? So what we need to be training on, what we need to be investing in, right? So it's just like, and what type of return are we seeing on our investments? And you're not just going by feeling, you're going by data, right? So a remarkable CEO is 1 part gut, 2 parts data, right? You don't give up your instincts, but you buttress those instincts with the data. And one thing that's key is to recognize in a high data environment, you have low drama, low emotion. Where you have low data, you have high emotion, right? High drama. And if you're like me, you're allergic to drama, right? I hate drama. I want no drama. I like to say, I don't have emotions, I have metrics.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for you. I don't mean to drag this on, but I think one of the things I think I've experienced, but I think a lot of doctors probably experience too. How do you get to the place where you trust the metrics? People will look at that. So we built the TRP Vitals in Clinic. This perfect example, successful customer of ours, client of yours, show them the data. No, I think our number is higher. All right, well, let's drill into it. And no, it's not higher. It is what it is. How do you get to the place? And you have to trust your numbers. It's like flying a plane at night. You have to believe that number is accurate because you're making life or death decisions based on it. And, how do you get to that place? Is it just practice?
It's I've never been asked that question. It's a great question. We have to recognize that you have to put the data in properly, right? So you've got to trust that the process of entering the data, however that's being done, whether it's automated or being done manual or a mix of those two is being done properly, because we know the expression garbage in, garbage out, right? So I can't answer that question without saying, well, it's very important that you're measuring the right things, you're measuring the right way, and the data is getting put in right, okay? Usually if something stands out like, whoa, that's not right, you can just chase it upstream and figure out whether it was an error putting the data in. What's more likely the situation is people tell themselves stories, right? It's like, oh yeah, no, almost everybody starts, and shoot, once they start, they always stay. It's like, bro, your stick rate's 31 visits and your churn rate is 9%. I'm like, you do recognize that. It's like, not everybody's, it's like,
yeah, and if that happened, you'd be seeing 20,000 a week, right?
right. Oh, really? You're seeing 20,000 a week, huh? That's great. Yeah, like what hurts is that 90% of your people discontinue care. I mean, it's just like awful. But it's like, I mean, I've been measuring chiropractic offices for 20 years. It's like 90% of your patients quit. So, and that everybody's like, that's not possible. No way. Not my practice. I'm like, yes, I will bet you. How much do you want to bet? And you can demonstrate it, right? It's like you've started 20,000 cases, and here we are 30 years later, and you have 200 total active or total active patients that, 200 unique individuals that will come, this month, right? So it's like, it's the brutal facts. And what metrics will allow you to do is to mitigate the churn rate, reduce the amount of people that are dropping off, help people stay under care longer, because we know the truth, Brian, like you and I got into this for the same thing. It's all about retention, right? It's about compliance and retention. And we know that people that stay under regular chiropractic care and follow the doctor's recommendations for care, they get better clinical outcomes. And those people that get better clinical outcomes, they stay, pay, and refer, right? So they stay under regular care, so they get better health outcomes. They refer like crazy, right? And that all drives revenue, right? So it's the ultimate business model. And the metrics, there's no way to create that, especially if you scale, without measuring and making sure that everybody knows, what matters here. And there's nothing more effective to help cut through the noise with your team than assign for them the metrics that matter. We give everybody on our team a scorecard that's got 5 KPIs, and the 5 KPIs that they own based on their role, that's what we tell them what to focus on, right? These are your 5 responsibilities. All these responsibilities are measurable. They create these 5 KPIs. These are your 5 KPIs that you're accountable to. Here are the goals for these KPIs. What that does right there, that scorecard and those KPIs do, those metrics, is they create focus. My second favorite F word. Focus is what makes the difference between busyness and productivity. Like nobody listening to this right now wants to be busier. You don't, and your team certainly doesn't want to be busier.
Right.
Everybody wants to be more productive, and it's focus that makes the difference between busyness and productivity.
Well, I think this is a home run. I'm not going to mess it up this time. TheRemarkablePractice.com metrics that matter metrics that matter
Or click the show notes. Or hit me up on Instagram.
Don't listen to me.
Happy to share it.
Brother, I love you, man. Look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for everything you do and everything you've done for the profession.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Right back at you, buddy. Thanks for creating such an awesome platform for our doctors. You're one of our trusted success partners, and we appreciate you helping us help more people, man. And technology is a big leverage point for that. So thanks for that.
Thank you, brother.
Clinic Mind, your all-in partner for practice success.